guys, how are we all? Hope you're having an amazing day. Friday, so I know a lot of you will probably be really happy because it's the weekend, which you know is something I don't advocate, but never mind. Yeah, so really wanted to share this message with you because I really think it's so important that you see the value in some of these things. So obviously, as you know, Natasha, well, if those of you that don't know, I'm Natasha. I am a nutritional therapist and a health and wellness mindset coach. I've been in the personal development industry for about 4 or 5 years now. And for me, it's something that's really passionate. I'm really hugely passionate about it. And I wanted to really share with you some insights that I've had this week. Because this week has been very, what most people would probably say this week is quite a, hard to handle, essentially. There's been a lot going on. It's been very roller coastery. It's been very unsettling. There's been a lot of times where you've been like, oh, what's going to happen next? But as they say, the quality of your life is determined by how much uncertainty you can comfortably live with. So I'm taking everything on board and I wanted to give it to you today. With it being Friday, with it being a day where a lot of time people reflect on the week and they're like, oh God, it's been a good week, it's been a bad week, work's kind of either taken over. So I wanted to really share that with you. And what's been going on. And one of the key things I've realised, and one of the biggest traits that I know I've got, which always allows me to keep going, is my hunger. I have got the biggest hunger in my tummy from the second that I wake up in the morning, and no matter what happens throughout that day, I have now trained myself to never not feel hungry. And I don't mean hungry in terms of I want to go and reach for some food. I mean in terms of letting my goals go. So hunger is what it is that thing that keeps you going. It's that thing that keeps making you move and keeps getting you to do everything that you need to do, and it keeps you going when the shit hits the fan, because the shit will hit the fan and it will get hard and you're going to have obstacles and challenges and adversities that you're going to continually have to face, but the hunger is what drives you through. It's that light at the end of the tunnel. It's that goal. It's the reason you go through the humiliation, the heartache, the rejection, the sad times, the times where you think you don't want to keep going, the times where you just don't want to do it anymore, you just want to throw the towel in. The hunger is what keeps it going. It's the hunger is there that says, no, that's it. Trust me, in 2013, 4 years, I have had so many times where I've wanted to throw the towel in. I've run businesses, done a degree, done another nutrition course, working at doing level 5 nutrition, so it's the equivalent of foundation degree. Working, surviving in London, all these things I had to do on my own. And trust me, there are times where you sit there and you go, I can't do this. And particularly being so young, bear in mind, I had no family in London. That was so scary. I came down to London at 19 with not a single person I knew. Not one person. I did not know anybody. I came down here with just a vision and something that I wanted to create. And I wanted to really share that with you. So I'm going to pop that, I'm just going to share it on to my page. Just bear with me. I'm going to pop it on to a couple of pages now. And essentially, it's really important that you have this trait, because ultimately this trait is going to, I'm going to just pop it live, so into some groups. Essentially, it's something that it will keep you going and keep you doing all the things. I'm trying to focus on this and talk at the same time. Okay, cool. And it'll keep you going. It'll keep you doing what you don't want to be doing. So here's the thing. I moved down here when I was 19 years old, okay? I was 19. I had no friends, no family, nothing. Not even a penny to my name. I didn't have a job. I had nothing when I moved down here. Not a single thing. I knew nobody. I was on my own. I was 300 miles away from home. I was 19 years old and I did it. And I was like, okay. And all I had was this vision in my head that stuck with me from watching The Apprentice. So when I was younger, I was obsessed with The Apprentice. I used to watch everything. I used to dream of that London Vision skyline, and I was just like, oh, and it was just crazy. And I had that stuck in my head, and I made it happen. 5 years later, I remember 14, 5 years later, I moved down to London and made it happen and moved down here. I loved it. But I was terrified. I was so scared. I was scared shitless all the time. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh. So I moved down. I did my law degree, which was predominantly commercial based. So it was all business related anyway. Again, something that was just something I loved. I loved business, and I was interested in law. And I knew that if I ever wanted to create a global business, I needed to be at the forefront, knowing all the things that I needed to know about it. So international business law was just, it made sense for me. So that was the first thing. I then found a huge passion for health and wellness. So I went down the nutrition route, and then I came out by the age of 23 with a law degree, a foundation degree in nutritional therapy, and friends. I had friends down here, because when I moved down here, I had nobody. I had no friends, I had no family, I had not a single person that I knew. I'm just seeing who's jumping on. Hello, say hello if you're here, because I can't see who's on here. I had no friends, I had no family, I had nothing when I came down. And I was scared. Of course I was scared. I had a vision, and I had to make it happen one way or another. I didn't know how, I didn't know when it was going to happen. Oh, hi Lorraine. Hi Lorraine, I see you on here. Oh, thanks for joining me. And I had to make it happen. But you have to have that hunger inside of you, because there were times when I had nobody. I had no friends. I had, my family aren't entrepreneurial. They're just kind of normal people that, they get up in the morning, they go to work, they do, they're just normal, humble, lovely people, but they didn't understand. Thanks for the thumbs up, Ryan. They didn't understand how it would feel to go through what I was going through. So I didn't really have a support network in terms of my family to really get to grips and understand what's going on there. So that was that. And then I had to kind of go bit by bit and learn everything that I needed to learn. And one of the biggest traits that I've known, and this is from working with people in business for a long time. Obviously, when I moved down here, it was just, I needed to do everything that I needed to do. I needed to utilise everything that I had. I needed to network like crazy. I needed to meet new friends. I had no friends, so I had to meet friends. I had to do everything, and I met the most incredible people from doing it. And it was the best thing that I ever did, was to move 300 miles away at a very young age, because it taught me things that I would have never learned otherwise. So that was one of the biggest things that I had to do. And it taught me that meeting these incredible entrepreneurs, meeting these insane people that working at high levels, now I've got a network of people that are just phenomenal. And I sit there and I watch them, I'm like, you are incredible. And I'm so passionate about working with these people, and I'm so grateful I have them in my life and I get to speak to them every day now. But it was all because of the hunger that I had from being so young. And it's quite rare, I'd say. I don't think it's something that that is quite normal for somebody for being that young. I think sorry, can you hear? Am I back? I think I'm back. A lot of the time things are stemmed from being in pain. So a lot of the time people have their visions. They want to have more, they want to have a better lifestyle, they want to have more of an income, they want to have a family, they want to have a great relationship, they want to have a great relationship with the family, or a great social life, but it all stems from pain. A lot of the time people just don't want to feel the pain of not having family, the pain of not being close and feeling wanted in a relationship, the pain of not seeing friends and having no social life, the pain of not having the money to go out, the pain of not having the freedom to do what you want to do. That is what a lot of things were stemmed from. So from being a young age, when I never really had those things to stem from, the only thing that I had was that hunger and that knowing that if I messed up here, I was going to mess up. And that was it. And I was messing up on my own, flat out, and that was it. And my dog's going crazy, that's what you can hear. So yeah, and this is a thing, you don't have to be intelligent. Like, business people acquire their intelligence from the experiences over time. You don't have to be intelligent, you just have to be hungry. You don't have to be really clever, you don't have to know the strategy, you don't have to know every single thing you need to know. You don't need to know all about the different business funnels and XYZ or all the different things that they tell you need to learn. You don't need to know that. That's all intelligence. You just need to have the business acumen, that drive, that vision, that wanting more. And that's going to really propel you to go forward every single time. And one of the best ways to get that vision again, when you fall off that bandwagon, when you don't have that hunger anymore, is to get out of your pattern. So this is what Tony Robbins talks about a lot, is getting out of your pattern. So it's not doing the same things over and over and over again, because that's not going to keep you occupied, that's not going to keep you hungry and wanting more. So what you need to do is get out of that pattern, get out of your own comfort zone, get out of your own way, get out of thinking in that way. One of the best ways to do that is get out of your environment. So go and work in a coffee shop, go and work somewhere else and change that pattern, because what you'll do is start triggering senses in your brain, and that will push you and create that hunger again, because monogamy of life can wear you out and it can drag you down and it can make you feel low. You give me that extra kick to do live streaming, YouTube, and being more visible. Oh, Lorraine, do it! You're amazing. Keep doing it. And we'll talk after as well. So yeah, I have to refocus again now. Yeah, so essentially get out and just and change your environment up and do different things and feel like you can do it and you want to do more, and it will really shift your mindset on it from being out of that environment, and it will change your physiology. And just take deep breaths in and know and trust that it's all going to be okay, and you just have to trust in that. That hunger, sometimes you have to surrender it and go, okay, whatever worries are going on. And this is one of the biggest things. When you're a child, think when you were a child, you had all these dreams, you had everything that you ever wanted to do, you knew it, and you could, you wanted to be an astronaut at 3 years old, or, you have no bars, you didn't know you had to go through all these things to do it, you just wanted to do it, and that was so magical, that feeling was incredible, and that was it, you wanted to do it. That is just something that you let go over time, because life happens, you get disappointed, you feel like shit, you don't want to do things anymore, you hear bad news, all these different things that you have going on will just completely dull your dream. So learn how to, find that passion of yours again and find that hunger and create it all again. So one of the best ways to do that is get out of your pattern. Another way is with contribution. Sometimes you have to have a reason bigger than you, and a lot of the time when you are feeling bogged down with things, it's because you are focusing on yourself, and you have to focus on something else. You have to focus on someone else sometimes, and sometimes it means giving back, whether that's in your time, and it's not necessarily giving back to people that are less fortunate than you, but getting outside of yourself and serving a higher and bigger purpose will absolutely shift you in terms of getting back on track. Because a lot of the time when you have got a problem is because you're worried about you. You're worried about what's going to happen to you. You're going to worry about what's happening to you financially, what's going to happen to you emotionally, what will happen if me and my husband break up, how will I ever be on my own again, or how am I going to financially survive, or if my business messes up, how am I going to cope with it? You're all worrying about you. You're not worrying about anything else. You're not worrying about anybody else. I'm serving a higher purpose. My stomach lunch break. Perfect. So contribute, give back to others, help other people will always make you feel better, and it will shift your mind to help you refocus on that again. So that's something that I would always say is an amazing way to get out of your own comfort zone and to get out of your own way, is to just not focus on you anymore. Focus on serving, as Jay said, a higher purpose, whether that is feeding your stomach or whatever it is. Focus on doing something outside of yourself. And also look after yourself first, because self-love is going to be one of the biggest things that keeps you hungry. Literally, the biggest and the best investment you'll ever have is on your own health. That will yield you returns over and over and over and over again. So always remember to look after yourself, love on yourself, keep reminding you why you are amazing, why you're doing what you do, what separates you from everybody else, because you are different, you are unique, you can do more, and it's just something that you have that within you to be able to do. So always remember to do that, and always remember to love on yourself more, because you deserve it. And this is something that I learned, because like I said, I was so young and I didn't have that recognition, especially from my family who weren't very big into people going into business or anything like that, is to learn how to love yourself, because sometimes you're not going to get that love elsewhere. You're not going to get the people praising you, you're not going to get the people giving you that recognition, you're not going to get the people that are going to do all the things that you want them to do. People aren't going to be as happy as you for doing things. So learn how to celebrate yourself more than anybody else, because if you don't do that, you'll find yourself in a state where looking for other people to validate your self-worth is just a downward spiral. So always just love yourself, because you deserve it. You are so worthy of it. You've done amazing things, and think of all the amazing things that you've done with yourself. So I always say to really make sure that you are loving on yourself. So having that hunger, making sure you're so full of self-love and you're giving elsewhere and you're contributing as well, you've just got a recipe for a life of fulfillment. And that hunger is what's going to keep you pushing for your life of fulfillment. And that's what I always really want to like share a message about, really, because people always talk about being happy, people always talk about being successful, but they don't really talk about being fulfilled. You can be happy but not fulfilled. You can be successful but not fulfilled. So try and aim for being a bit more fulfilled and being able to do what you're happy doing, because if you're fulfilled, you're happy. But if you're not happy, if you're happy, you're not always fulfilled doing what you want to do. So that's essentially, I've just got loads of different things. And learn what you're going to tolerate as well. Learn what you're going to allow yourself to tolerate anymore. Because if you're not going to tolerate the circumstances, the lifestyle, the rubbish and the turmoils and tribulations that you have to go through in life, that's fine. What things you're not going to tolerate from other people, what things you're not going to tolerate from yourself anymore, and start setting those non-negotiables for yourself as well, because it'll absolutely make you have an incredible lifestyle. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to share with you today, guys. I do hope you have an amazing day, an incredible weekend as well. I know it's only a really short one, but if there's any more, or you want me to kind of ask you any question, you want to ask me any questions about any of it, I can kind of delve into it a little bit more with you another time. But hope you have the most amazing weekend, guys. I hope you do all the things that you want to do, and you do have a fulfilled weekend. And I will take care. I'll take care of yourselves, guys. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.